Good morning. How we all doing this morning? Glad you're here. Sorry for the few minute delay. I had to make sure Apex was working OBS was working correctly. Sorry about that, but welcome to today's live stream. Today is going to be ad-free. There'll be no ads during the live stream, so I hate ads for the most part. So right now we're doing no ads. If you're new here, my name is Tyler. I'm here to help navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. So during these live streams, I'm going to be breaking down live price action, sharing my daily bias, and sharing real-time trades to give you a front row seat to the action. Yesterday was a great day for that front row seat because we went 4 for 5. We had some fantastic trades yesterday. We'll see if we get some of that again today. The jury is still out on that. However, if you're watching after the stream, you can jump right to key moments using the chapter markers below. You'll find all the trades that I've taken along with the detailed explanation so you can learn exactly what I was thinking and why. And then lastly, for those of you that are looking to level up your trading, take it to the next level, maybe from demo or tired of using your own personal account and want to not burn through your own cash, you can use Apex. Apex is giving an 80% off discount by using the code DTJ on your to start your funded journey. So if you want to start your funded journey, use code DTJ for your next evaluation. You can find the codes and links down in the description of this video. And with that, let's open in prayer. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to produce wealth that we have to day trade. Thank you for the opportunity that we have to be able to sit down in front of the charts during this time that our schedule allows it. Father, I pray that you'd bless the work of our hands. Father, that we would receive what you have for us today. We wouldn't chase profits, but we would receive from you today. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's begin. Today is another wonderful day. Today is the day the Lord has made. So let's begin by going over the calendar. Today is a little bit unique in that we really do not have any news today. We do have some news. We have small news, but nothing significant. We have at 8:15 ADP non-farm employment change. Yes, it was red folder 18. It was at 8:15 this morning. Let's look at 8:15, see what kind of candle we got. It's a decent sized green candle, but there's nothing major for today. And with I see that little slippage on my screen right there. And with non-farm payroll being on Friday, we are going to want to take today light. We're going to want to use an eval account potentially. We're going to see what kind of market we're going to get, and then we will make adjustments accordingly. I've already have some eval accounts that I'm ready to use if I'm going to go that direction, but let's go ahead and jump into the charts and see what we have on the market. Now, there's a few things I like to do starting off when I am putting everything together. Good morning, Jason, Cassius, Ted, ERP. How you guys doing? I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here at the beginning when the stream just begins. It means a lot, and that you guys comment right away. It really, really does. It lets me know people are engaged, people are present. So, Jonathan, welcome. I'm glad you're here as well. Thanks for being here, guys. It means a lot. It really, really does. It tells me that I'm doing something right. And I was a little late this morning because I spilt my coffee everywhere. I didn't have my lid shut. It spilled over, got on my carpet, my chair, my table, my floor, all over. It was an absolute mess. All right. And because of that, I'm running a little late. We already have opening price. So let's get straight to it. We'll get into all the pleasantries. We'll chit chat here in a minute. But I need to make sure we're not missing any opportunities if there is something available. Okay. The first thing I want to look at is the regular trading hours, which we do have a decent sized gap. Okay. we could actually do something with this morning. And that might be the only good thing that happens. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. All right, so there's the opening range gap. Look at this. This is beautiful. 30-second, I bet you it's already playing out. Nope, no entry. We're looking for an opportunity here. There isn't anything right now. However, I do like a breaker from this low, high, lower low right off the 930 price if it will give it to us on a retracement in the next 30 seconds. But I'm not sure if I'm going to take that. I'm doing all my trades on my micro account. Let's make sure it's set up. I've had issues with it connecting. There it goes. So all my trades will be here. There's the move. I am not ready. I do like this. However, we did hit 50%. I do like this, guys. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Okay, look how it's respecting 930. I'm not on a copied account yet. I'm waiting for the first fair value gap. If there may be one on the 30-second here. Yeah, that looks really nice. It's not a bad trade, I think. Let's see where this candle closes here. It's just not my, it works. I like it ran this liquidity right here. I'm expecting choppy. So I'm going to take, this is not copied. But I did get in a long here. It looks decent. Yeah. It's worth testing out. I will set a stop here if it's just going to drop. That's the bottom of the order block that was created. Okay, that's fine with me. Stopped out. And that wasn't copied. Intentionally not copied. Because we did hit. Honestly, it looked good. I don't feel bad for taking it. The only negative is it was right off the open, but I've taken off the open trades. I'm okay with that. Guys, I do want to mention I just put in another request for a payout, and it was approved the same day. All right, let's get midnight open here. Next, let's grab our previous day low and high. I don't think a high is going to be in play today. We'll mark that low, previous day low. Wow, interesting. No, that was an iPad. Okay. And then lastly, let's grab our opening range gap, which is right here. Sorry, I have not looked at anybody's text or chat messages if anybody has sent anything right now. Okay, we are pushing lower. So basically what happened is this sweep of liquidity to the downside was manipulation. This also was manipulation to the midpoint of the opening range gap. And then we dropped. I thought maybe we could at least get up. You know the one, here we go. This is why we put, now that I have everything on my chart that I wanted to have, I see my mistake. I see my mistake. Look at this right here. Look at where the opening range gap is. Look where the new day opening gap is. Look what price ran into. This is a newbie mistake that I just took. I took this. I liked the structure, but I didn't have my imbalances on my chart yet because I had a coffee spill this morning. Coffee spill. It's because of the coffee spill. That's why I lost. Anyway. Cassius, thank you for the comment. Hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it, guys. Jason, love those days. I'm guessing the coffee spill. Are you guys having issues with Rhythmic? I don't use Rhythmic. I use Trade of 8. So I wouldn't know. Alkai, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Relatively equal lows below us. You know what? Now that I have everything on my chart, I probably agree with you, Ted. Oh, yeah. I'm assuming you're referring to those then. Yep. Here's our first fair value gap. First fair value gap on the day. Let's mark that. So I'm going to decide here shortly if I'm going to go. I'm already downsizing. I'm already only doing half size, 5 micros. I may even do less. In just preparation for what today may hold. Or I may even go down to an eval. We'll see. Deborah, I'm sorry. That's frustrating. I know that feeling. It's nerve-wracking. The only thing I can say, Deborah, is You can have your computer up and your phone up. So if one glitches, you can close out on the other one. All right, here's our previous day low. I'm looking at as the draw on liquidity as well as this hourly fair value gap. Let's drop to the 4 hour here. Let's see what we got. Nothing on the 4 hour, and we have on the 1 hour, we got the liquidity from the previous day low with this 1 hour. I like that. I do. And there's our breaker. Look at that beautiful breaker in the opposite direction. I'm kind of slapping myself in the face. Will not do that again. I will have everything on my charts before I take a trade. That is a rookie mistake there. My head's getting kind of hot. And I like to wear a hat on stream because the bill keeps the light out of my eyes, because I have this giant, I mean, it's about that big. That light is about 36 inches wide, about 1.5 feet from my face. The 919 opening range gap, that is absolutely a possibility. I would use the liquidity from yesterday, the previous day low, and the hourly more as a better draw than I would that opening range gap. But if we plow through these, then yes, you might want to use that as an area for taking profit. Does anybody know why I'm highlighting this fair value gap? Two reasons why I'm highlighting this one. One, it's an overlapping fair value gap, meaning if we find resistance somewhere, I would want to see it find resistance here, and I would not want to go short here. I would want to find the resistance here because it's overlapping with a bearish order block. Number two, if it inverses this, if it runs through this, it makes an inversion fair value gap, and we can target this high. I'm on the 1 minute. Right screen's usually 1 minute. The one to the left currently is the hourly, but we'll drop down now to the 15 minute, take a peek. And then we'll drop down to the 5 minute. This is not an A+, this is probably a B+ setup. Why? We did run liquidity, but we have a sell side liquidity here. Watching this fair value gap, this is our initial fair value gap. If we close above, I like it for this high. Maybe to also fill the rest of this opening range gap and midnight open. But I would need to see it be aggressive because we do have this, all this equal lows that we just ran for liquidity. So it just literally rebalanced this area, and we could do a slow grind lower, or we could push through the highs. The draw on liquidity in my mind is here, but there is reason to suggest we could run up here, filling this volume or the rest of this opening range gap, filling the new day opening gap as well in the New York session. So there's reason. We just need to see strong evidence for that. We did fill this close above this 5 minute and a 5 minute change in state of delivery to the upside. We did run a lot of sell side here and sell side here without grabbing the previous day low. And we may leave this. We could have an inside day, meaning we don't hit the previous day high or previous day low. Seeing if how much it's going to respect the premium portion of this fair value gap. Now this is something I like even more now. When we create an order block or a down close candle that closes above it, if we close above this, that is a signature and price I really like. So we come into the fair value gap, we retrace, creating an order block and then moving higher. This is a nice order block to be confident that we should see it respected. Got about 6 minutes before the top of the hour, 10 a.m. Also the time that the 4-hour candle closes, which looks to be indecisive. While we're sitting here waiting, guys, we have new people here. We have people that I'm sure I haven't had the opportunity to get to know yet. Drop in the chat where you're from, country, state. Just curious kind of the reach this is having. Where are you guys from? Tony, Northwest England, Florida, Texas, LA, Hong Kong. Welcome. That's so cool. That's just freaking sweet. All right, so this candle here does not do anything for us. Florida, California, Florida. So we got a few from Florida. My brother lives in Florida. South Africa, Texas. So cool. I mean, that's so cool. You know, for a while, my wife and I were considering looking at Florida and Texas to actually move to. Yeah, worldwide famous to about 30 people. Oh, that's funny. John, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Do we got any SMTs on this drop that we had? You know what happened yesterday's stream? I streamed for 3 hours. It was really weird what happened. Streamed for 3 hours, and I assumed I'd get more eyeballs on it because, I mean, you're on there for more time. YouTube's going to push it. We had a lot of people see it for the first time. That one stream, I think 14. And these are small numbers because I'm a small channel. But I had 14 people subscribe to the channel just from finding that video yesterday. Previous day low, NQ strength asset. Yes, I agree. So it sounds like ES hit the previous day low, but NQ didn't. I'm kind of waiting for this fair value gap to be violated to target these highs, the new day opening gap, midnight open, opening range gap. That's kind of what I'm looking at. John, you should be on here every day and just tell me when we have SMTs, okay? Because I don't check it very often. All right, 44 seconds. 44 seconds until our life changes. I mean, the top of the hour. Not surprising that we find consolidation under the liquidity we just ran. Am I misunderstanding the 4 hour? The 4 hour doesn't close till 10:30. That doesn't seem right. What am I missing here? Why does this look wrong? NQZ, NQZ, NQZ. All right, let's see what happens here. You know what? That's probably a good conversation that we should have. The bigger conversation on that, Ted. Not just the strike, but the bigger conversation. It's actually part of my story on why I got into day trading. Not this specific event, but what's encompassing it is why I got into trading 2 years ago. And it all came from a dream. Hang on, let me set the ambiance. Here we go. With that TV screen right there, the colors of the fall colors right there with the purple. That looks great. That looks great. So no, the other type of dream, Jason. The dream that you have when you're sleeping. All right, I'm taking a smaller size. Going to do 3 contracts. I'm going to wait for a close. Obviously not a close, but a retracement back down here. And it, son of a gun. This isn't the type of price action that I want to chase. I don't want it to hit the high. I'm okay with it coming there and then dropping back down. But it's probably going to run. Watching 930. Let's see if it gives us down to 930 here. It's not going to give it to us, folks. It's going to run it. Son of a biscuit. Isn't that just the most annoying thing right there? Do we have it on the 30-second? I could have took a 30-second. I wouldn't have taken that 30-second. That sucks. I hate that right there. I'm just being honest. Because my feeling is that a lot of today is going to be crappy price action. And so I'm seeing this and I'm like, this is by far the best setup we may see. And then it closes a mile ahead of us. 20 handles. 932 to 955. 23 handles above this price. This is what I wanted. I wanted just a little bit above it. And oh my gosh. That's annoying. Now, less probability, but you could find support here. And if you find support here, you could take a long. It's less probability, and I'm not going to do it. But we should fill the rest of this opening range gap. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log out of my accounts. Logging out of Trade of 8. Going to open it up here. And we're going to go to a eval account. Gonna go to an eval account here. I'm just honestly annoyed. And I don't want to do anything stupid. Now, are we in seek and destroy conditions? I'm not sure yet. Okay. I would love to see this fair value gap hold and then give us an opportunity to go long right here. We got 27 seconds yet left. I'm not sure it's going to give it to us. So I am currently on an eval account only. Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys. My audio probably sounds like echoey. And sorry, I just realized I was messing with that microphone the entire time while I was on. My bad. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Jason, I'm on an eval account now. Eval only. So the trades will actually be on this screen. Okay. I did an eval account. I did a 25K account this time. I just wanted to try not a 50K. It's literally almost the same cost. But it only takes $1,500 to pass it, but you only have $1,500 in drawdown as well. So eval only. Eval only, folks. And I'm over probably leveraged on this 25K account, but we're going to take it. Gonna sell one contract there because this is a trailing drawdown. So I need to make sure I secure some profits. I was watching the close. We did not close below that candle. Or excuse me, close below this box. That's really what we were paying attention to. Once we get above this high, stop needs to be moved to break even. And I'm actually going to sell one more contract right there. I have one remaining. Stops at break even. Gonna let it run. Let's see how much I'm at as profit wise. So let's see if we can get up to this high. We'll sell at that high. Actually, I take that back. We're not gonna let that go all the way down. Midpoint of this. So midpoint of this order block, I don't want it to go below the mean threshold of this or the consequent encroachment of this wick. That's my stop loss. If we break through this high, let's see if it wants to go any higher. We're going to let it run. I'm going to sell it there because we had about 6 seconds left and we were moving lower. So I would rather take that, assuming we're going to retrace and keep my trailing draw down to a minimum. So one trade on a 25K account up 660. If you participated in that move, give me a 1. If you did not, give me a 2. If you participated in that move, give me a 1. So far, 50-50. Now, what do we have? We have a breaker. High, forget the wicks. Ignore the wicks for a second. High, low, higher high. We could still push up, but I'm looking at this for a future breaker. I'm looking at this as a future breaker. Why? Because we have sell side down here. Okay? Sell side's down there. That's what I'm watching. Now, I just did a video on this. Well, it's not public, actually. It is going to be part of the new course that I'm creating. But we're going to see if we get displacement here, creating what's called a market structure shift. I've talked very, very little about it. It's nothing special. It's very similar to a change in state of delivery, which I've talked about here many times. But basically, a change in state of, or a market structure shift is on a lower time frame, and we're just looking for a wick below this candle here. We just want this price run right here to run below this. We'll see if it gives it to us. If you guys appreciated the commentary on that last trade, we are 1 for 1. No, we're not. I took a trade right off the open. So we're 1 for 2. But if you appreciated the commentary on that, hit the like button for me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Looks like 930 is being respected here, folks. Nothing to the upside that we can take. And to be honest, I like lower prices. Here's my guess. I'm looking at the 5-minute here, folks. Here's my guess. I think it could look like this. Just nasty. Just nasty all up in here. And then finally hit that level. That's what I think is going to look like to this exact specifications. So you're going to want to make sure you take a screenshot of this. Journal it. Mark it. Write it down. Try to duplicate it exactly. Because this is to the T exactly what's going to happen. And then if you look at it on a lower time frame, this is more accurately what it would look like on the 1 minute. Right there. We might get some variation with this part of the candle right here. It could go here, could go here, somewhere around here. But yeah, that's basically it. Hence why we're on eval only. That's why we're on eval. Oh, there's a nice little push. Little sweep of the high. Wonder if this could be, you could view this. One of you mentioned a 3 drives pattern. This is where I like to see the 3 drives pattern. At key levels. I don't care about it just going higher, higher, higher. I care about it driving higher after it hits a key level. So new day opening gap, drive. New day opening gap again, drive. Maybe driving up to the midnight open. I got 3 drive pattern and then we see potential reversal. That's how I use the 3 drive patterns. Just randomly, it's pointless to try to just say, oh, it went up 3 times. We should expect a drop because it did it 3 times. Don't do that. That's a recipe for a loser trade. For example, here's an example here. Okay, you can see it in a few different ways. 1, 2, 3. Grabs liquidity. Reverses. Here's another example, but different. Here's liquidity right here. Okay, see that swing high? 1, 2, 3. Do you see that? But it's that this one's all in relation to one level, while this one over here that we referenced was in relation to several different levels because the liquidity run, this was low resistance liquidity right here. Okay? So don't get caught up on what it's supposed to look like and be flexible. All right, so we just grabbed midnight open right here. We just filled the opening range gap. That's closed. We have liquidity above. I mean, it looks nice. This probably is going to push right here. I'll take an eval long. Oh, it just... give me a big push and then I'll get out. What I did here, folks, is took it here, expecting we were going to run this high. But the mistake I've made sometimes, and I'm leaving this intentionally for a second, is once it hits that level, I think, oh, well, maybe it's going to continue higher. It wicks there, but then it runs lower like this. And then it goes too low to where I end up just closing the trade after I lose some of the handles. Do you see that? That's the mistake when you make a momentum play like that. You have to get out. Or you have to move your stop to break even. Or you have to take some level of profit when you hit this high. When you hit a high on a momentum play, especially after you see aggression like this, because this is a purge of liquidity. Now we're probably going to run the other direction. Okay? So I took a loss for you guys on that. Took away $300. You're welcome. Eval. But I do legitimately want to pass this eval account, so we will not let that happen again. Because I clicked it. I clicked my button right here. Oh, you guys can't see, it's right off screen, but I clicked the button. This has happened several times. I'll click the button to buy long and it doesn't go. And then I have to click it a second time. Well, that time I had slippage of about probably 20 ticks because of how quickly it was moving. Like the 2 minute better than the 1 minute. 2 minute looks nice. Jonathan, possibly. Here's the thing. We're on the daily time frame on the second chart, on the chart on the left. Okay, this is the daily time frame. We absolutely could see bullish price action, but the reason I said what I said is look at all of this price action here, and you'll see a majority of it will run either the low or the high of the previous day candle. Sometimes we get candles like this, where it's an inside day. Could this one be an inside day? Absolutely. Meaning we may not see this previous day low. But when we're this close and I see price running this way, I want to have it in the cards as an option. If we start seeing displacement lower, this is the draw, or at least this sell side, this minor sell side, hopefully hitting this previous day low. Now, if it doesn't, we could go higher, and we could probably stop at this level here. This level sitting up here around 20,056, which is Monday's low, meaning we rebalance the previous day candle, removing any opportunity of a fair value gap. So this would be the potential buy side target. Now we rejected this. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this rejection. Are we displacing lower? Or are we just going to stop right around here and then continue higher? I don't know yet. We need to wait for displacement. That did not close below. We did make equal lows here though. So if we get a close below here, specifically on this candle, that would be a very nice candle. Doesn't look like we're going to get that. But if that would have went up like this and then closed red right here, oh, you better believe it. Run this low, baby. Now, this long I don't like. Tiny fair value gap, equal lows below. I'm not taking that long. Is somebody just clicking 100% right now? Who is that? Yes, I see the chat, just hearts and 100%. Did something happen that I missed? All right, now here I'm looking at the 5 minute. This will be significant in my opinion. If we get a decent close above that. Why here? Because this is a point of liquidity. I would be looking at this to run because of how large the candle is. Oh, thank Adzi. That would have not happened on my funded account. I can guarantee you that. It would never do that. It was an eval account, so. You know what? I didn't realize I was on the 2 minute there. Here's a 1 minute. Still don't like it. Yeah, it could work. But we didn't grab liquidity and we made equal lows on the bottom. I'm more interested in this level here. On the 5 minute, this change in state of delivery, I'm only interested in putting this here if we have a large closed candle in the next 30 seconds. Large. It needs to be large. But if it's not large, which it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. Less interest. 15 minutes closing as well here in about 30 seconds. We have a 15-minute high. That's interesting. I like this high right there. This is a 15-minute buy-side liquidity. This typically ICT talks about looking for 15-minute buy-side liquidities to be ran, and this could be levels of reversals. So, quick solutions. Your job as a trader is to always look left. What's to our left that we could see as opportunities for liquidity or filling imbalances? We have this 5 minute sitting here. That looks nice. So, I just look left. After we grab levels, I'm just analyzing where could price move after this. And sometimes we don't know the answer. So we have to see what price action does. This is why you just can't take shorts or longs without knowing. And sometimes it takes a minute to figure it out. But the obvious big one that may or may not be hit is the previous day low. I mean, that's what most institutions are going to be looking at. If we're on an inside day, then we're looking at 15-minute swing highs and lows and 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps, BISIs and SIBIs. So I don't care about this level anymore. We did close above this from over here, but we already ran the liquidity here, so this is irrelevant as well. I'll say this. I'm looking at this 1 minute fair value gap, and I like it a lot. Here's why. You can probably guess. We found support here multiple times, and we moved higher. We also are overlapping with 930. And then below it, we have liquidity here, here, and equal lows here. So I don't think, I would not be bearish unless we close below this. We made equal highs on the 15-minute. Double equal high, triple equal highs. I would love to see a retracement right here, because then we could target those equal highs. Don't think we'll get it though. Hey, Quick Solutions, did I answer your question on that? Does that give clarity on what we're doing right now? Now, this is not the previous day high. We're going to reword this. This is the immediate rebalance on the daily level. So if you jump to the daily, you'll see from Monday's price action, this is the candle's low. Yesterday's price action happened yesterday, and then today we're filling in the potential fair value gap that could sit right here, but based on this price action, it wouldn't surprise me if we fill this. Hang on a sec, folks. Do you guys see that potential breaker? It's kind of sloppy, which doesn't surprise me. High, low, higher high. Let's see if we get a displacement below this level. This would be our market structure shift. When I look at the 5 minute though, I'm not gonna lie, this 5 minute looks bullish. Why would it want to come down anywhere down here? On the 15 minute, we could fill this 15 minute fair value gap that's sitting down here. That's the, and it's overlapping with 930. So here's the thing. So see how this 15 minute is here and this 1 minute fair value gap is here? I'm fairly confident now that we need to stay bullish unless this is closed. It doesn't mean we can't take a trade short, but you need to cut those trades shorter because it may not run. It could find support here and continue higher. I think this is the level that I would be watching on the 1 minute and 15 minute, because there is not a single fair value gap in the 5 minute here. But you'll see this is the 15 minute fair value gap, that if we close below this on the 1 minute and potentially ideally overlapping with the 15 minute close, we should see lower prices. Five minutes till the macro. Did any of you guys see the clip on X about ICT? What are your guys' thoughts on that? I know somebody on here's seen it. Give me a 1 if you have heard the news or the drama surrounding ICT from yesterday. Give me a 1. No way. Morning, sweetie. Streaming. I am honestly shocked so far. You're telling me nobody else has heard that? Well, at the end of ICT's stream yesterday, he starts talking about the Robbins Cup. And why he let his account go from $10,000 down to $900. He said he was just clicking the button trying to get it to go lower because he was trying to entice, which fits with his character, trying to entice these other traders to see that he is down so that they would trade on the Robbins, get in the Robbins Cup, brag about how they're ahead of ICT, and then after he saw them bragging about it, he was going to come back and destroy them all by running it higher. Now, I tend to believe the story. It's in line with this character, but there's one small thing that just doesn't make sense in my mind, and that is the margins. The margins for the Robbins Cup is $10,000 for a mini and $1,000 for a micro. So technically, if what he's saying is true, or the numbers are true, he's below his margin requirement to take a single micro in the Robbins Cup. And I don't know what that means exactly. Viking, how you doing, my friend? But I mean, everything that I teach is ICT Concepts. And he will get the credit in addition to the guidance from the Lord. We did take one good trade, and I took a loss like 2 minutes on stream because I was just unprepared and I didn't see the new day opening gap. I was going to go long on a breaker right here. We wicked higher, came back down to this breaker, and I was going to go higher, targeting the midnight open. But I didn't have the new day opening gap high and low here. I was rushed and I didn't put it on, and we rejected this, I mean, just perfectly. And I should have saw that, but I didn't. So I took a loss on that. But then I've been on eval since. We are on an eval account only for today. But ICT is going to get credit for the success I've had because I use his concepts. But I can't say that I admire the man, unfortunately. He talks about biblical principles, but the way I see him interact and talk about people, I feel disappointed, to be honest. I know he doesn't want to be considered a role model, but dang, when you're representing Christianity, it's just a little disappointing. And just the way he talks about that whole thing. If you go on X, you'll see it. All right, we have an order block right here, right on the 15-minute. We should see a push to these highs. Honestly, ERP, I don't know. And I tend to believe ICT. But all I know is the concepts work. They work. They undoubtedly work. For those of you joining, really, we just came into the 11 a.m. macro. It's 10:45, and we're waiting for displacement. You would not want to take any trades in here. We're waiting for displacement. Displacement is a large candle higher or a large candle lower. I don't like this anymore. I'll I'll still note this fair value gap, but I don't like this level as a market structure shift because it's just too much consolidation right here. I will say ERP, ICT mentions that it's not Wyckoff. From the little that I have looked at it, I don't think it is. Because Wyckoff is not based on algorithmic patterns, I believe. But honestly, I really don't care. I really don't care. I still watch ICT stuff. His 4-hour streams, because since I'm streaming, I mean, I streamed for 3 hours yesterday. I can't sit down and watch another 4-hour stream. So I kind of wait for those streams to get the timelines on them. And then I look at where most of the people were watching, and then I'll go back and watch some of those points. Okay, so here's an aggressive candle. It's 10:49. And we're about to rebalance this area. Okay, so there's the rebalance. It does not mean it should turn here. I'm just saying that this was an area of interest. But do you see how nicely that looks? I kind of want to go short here. This is the displacement candle that I told you guys I was looking for. What does the displacement candle mean? Well, in this case, it means pay attention. That's all it means. Pay attention. It hit a level, now we pay attention. This fair value gap here, there's another small fair value gap here that kind of invalidates this idea. This was the turtle soup. You guys saw me have this level on here 30 minutes before it came up to this. You guys know that, right? This has been on here for 30 minutes. What do we hit? And then we get displacement the other direction. Just insane. I'm going to take some of this momentum, see if we can get it. This is a poor entry. Very poor entry. It's one contract on an eval. Okay? I've warned you. I'm going to see if it has the momentum to want to hit this swing low right here. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I could have waited for this close, but based on the candles, I was concerned it may just go without me, and I wanted to just take the momentum here. Now, if we don't close below this in 30 seconds, then I would change my entry. That's what I wanted right there. This is what I was expecting price to do. Let's see if it will stop me out or if it'll keep going. It could easily stop me out right here. I'm going to take the profits and maybe take a retracement right here. Still inside this fair value gap. We did not close below it. So we want to be careful. Was this just a manipulation, or are we just retracing to continue lower? I'm partial to the second here. I don't know ERP. I don't know on that answer yet if it's $85 or if it moved to 160. After I pass this account, I'll tell you. Okay, I want to see this come into this fair value gap here. We have a volume imbalance right here and another fair value gap right here that we could wick into. But I'm partial to seeing lower prices. I just would like it to hit this fair value gap. That's really what I was waiting for. Yeah, that is tapping a breaker. Yes, I just wanted it to come into this fair value gap sitting right there. Son of a gun. These two levels, okay? These two levels here, price could come into this one and or this one. This is 14 handles. This one is 4 handles in size. So I have a proclivity to think that it would run into the bigger one at least a little bit. Now it does not, it could stop right here at this breaker. This is the, or excuse me, this is the breaker. And this is an order block. It may not want to go higher and leave that later. I'm wanting to see it a little. I kind of want to go short here. I think I am going to go short. I'll do a stop at a standard 10 handle stop loss. So that'll be 40 ticks. That'll be right here. Okay. So it decided it wants to push higher, and I'm okay with that. That's why I hit it a standard 10 handle stop loss. Because I said it could come up into here, but we have this breaker here and this order block here that it seemed like it wanted to respect. Maybe it still will. Yep, still is. Just my 10 handle stop loss was not large enough. Oh, he did not film me. I literally clicked the button. Did I literally get stopped out at the top of that? All right, you guys are going to see my executions here for this eval. Where did I get stopped out at? Right there. I was at 10 and it went up to 13. 3 handles. All right, we are right in the breaker. We're right below it. Let's see if we want to get, I'm going to wait. If it runs without us, fine. I'm going to wait for maybe a push up into this level here. It also overlaps with this inversion fair value gap sitting right here. It looks heavy right now. Okay, more. I think so. I mean, I have a tendency to feel that way, especially since we had this reaction off the immediate rebalance on the daily. That is, I think it's a good area. Volume imbalance. There's a volume imbalance up here too. Now, if we push through this level, I'm going to wait for a 1 minute change in state of delivery. I am not going to take a short on a giant bullish candle. I've done that before, it works, but I've done it before and it hurts. Look how we respected the premium portion of this fair value gap. Why is this significant? It was the first one before all the chop. That's why it's not this one or this one. I don't care about either of these. Maybe this one because of the new day opening gap. Okay, close, but not yet. So close. Patience is everything right here, guys. There's the candle that I said I wanted to wait for. Okay, now we do not go short right here. Now this candle, we need a down close candle to close below this, or the nearest up close candle. So if this closes green, then that needs to be a 1 minute change in state of delivery. Now I'm only going to allow that to happen within these two fair value gaps. If it closes above this fair value gap, I'm no longer interested in shorts. In the immediate future, I should say. Son of a gun. I gotta close that. I had to close that, guys, because I was over leveraged, and I'm not gonna take an over leveraged trade with that type of volatility. So I should have been at 1 contract, but I was at 3, and this is a 25K account. It just didn't feel right, so I wanted to get out. And the drawdown for this inversion fair value gap is just too large. It's 14 handles. 14 handles, I just didn't want to mess with that, especially since I got in long up here. Again, we are eval only. Today. I'm expecting volatility and choppy price action. We also have the loomings of war. See, this is not normal. If we start dropping, this is manual intervention. This is crappy price action, and we'll capitalize on it, but I just don't like it. We're looking at this fair value gap right here. probably run without us here. If it's going to do something. But my point is, we saw this breaker. We have our model 2022 here and here. And we closed above this inversion fair value gap. Meaning we probably should see prices run up to this area or consolidate up here before a move. But when we do this, and if we continue lower aggressively, this is manual manipulation. This is difficult price action to trade. This is the stuff we want to stay out of. This is why I'm not in my funded accounts. What we just saw right here is the reason why I'm not in my funded accounts. So eval only, folks. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. I will be eval today and tomorrow. I think we could drop here. Look, if you look at the 15-minute, look at this candle here. This is the candle that rebalanced this area. We do have liquidity up here. Okay. We're gonna have to note that. There is buy-side liquidity here, folks. While I really like the idea of this immediate rebalance only, it's not a reason for us to. It can be a reason for us to turn, but there's also liquidity sitting not too far away from it. So I might look at this as a reclaimed inversion fair value gap right here. Treating it as if we were doing it for the first time if we don't run this high. I want it to consolidate here or close to this high and then run this high. I don't want it to do it now. It's days like today that test your patience. So if you can't handle the testing of your patience or you can't be on an eval account, you have to walk away because you're gonna see things that happen that you don't want it to happen, and then you get emotionally involved, and then you take poor setups, and then you get hurt. Order block. I'm gonna go long there with one contract. I was hoping to get the fill right here, right at the high of this fair value gap. I don't like how high I am. Immediate rebalance. It needs to run here. The only thing I will allow it to do is wick into here. And that small fair value gap right there. I'm hovering over the buy because I wanted to close above this order block. If it did and didn't hit this high, I was going to take another long to grab another 7 handles on 2 extra contracts and sell them. But it didn't do that. To be honest, it should have continued. Now that it's changing directions, I don't even like this level anymore. This could easily push right past it. We got a minute left on the 15-minute. And the 5-minute, nothing really of interest. We don't have a fair value gap down here anywhere in the 5-minute. We just have potential higher prices, so I think we see higher prices. I'm really looking for a close above this so I could capitalize on that push to the highs. I think I'm gonna risk it right now. No, don't do this to me. This would probably blow the account because it's over leveraged and I'm already in drawdown. Needs to go now. If it doesn't go now, I'm just going to close the trade. There it goes. Come on. Completely. All right, I'm going to sell 2 of those there. And I'm going to get out. I don't like how I'm playing that. Well, brought me back to 25,000. All right, we're break even. I know it's going to probably push higher, but on days like this, with the size and knowing I have a trailing drawdown, I can't hold through a down move and go higher. It's the sucky part about evals, guys. It really is. But we should hit this. Yeah. So when you're oversizing on an eval account like I was, you can't hold through this stuff and hit the target. You're kind of more emotional. I accept it. I accept it. Buy side liquidity is in the on target here. I think this is what we got going on right there. Can I rotate that? That'd be nice if I could rotate it. It's pulling it up. It's pulling it up right there. And how do you feel, Ted? Do you feel less stressed? Folks, we hit a new record on live stream. We've hit 49. Can we hit 50 concurrent viewers? That would be amazing. I'd love to see 50. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think this is the draw on liquidity. I mean, it's the next draw on liquidity. It could go higher from here, but this is the point of interest we are looking for, okay? I'm going to mark out this order block, okay? Why am I marking out this order block? I think we're in a trend. I'm not a trending market, but I think from here, we've respected almost every order block that's been implemented. So I want to mark this to see if we come back down and hit it. Maybe we come down and hit this order block. If we can hit this one, I would be interested. It already did here. But this would be another order block that I'd be interested in seeing it hit. and then exploding higher, but it's kind of just running without us at the moment. $19,992. Way to go, Diane. Right there. Oh, man, that's great. Now, what was your logic on your entry? Is this a question, K-More? Do you guys remember I mentioned I'm going to use fair value gaps for an entry? Do not hit it. Dang it. Up to this point, I didn't think we were just going to continue higher. I honestly thought we could see lower prices. So, wasn't able to capitalize on all that. Just a time thing. Got it. Next level is this level right here. This is a breaker. Tagged on Mondays 3 p.m. and 3:10 levels. Sitting up here. ERP. I tilt 5 contracts long. Yeah, I think it could run into the 15-minute. That would be the next it would be the next logical target, unless we change directions right here, which big displacement. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go 1 contract long right there. Yes, I usually wait for a 1-minute change in state of delivery, but this is kind of me testing out, seeing if we are trending higher. This should find support here. At the lowest, maybe here. And if we push right through it, then it's a mistake. Yes, we did hit buy side. I understand that. At a minimum, I could treat this as a breaker. And we would go back up and just run these highs. So the point of interest is just going to be this high here. $38 handle move with a it's a 5-hour trade if it runs. It's not bad. We'll see what happens. The other thing is, look when this high was made. This high was made at 11:19. We'll see what happens. I think a close below this is significant. So if we close below this fair value gap, I'll cut my trade short. If it doesn't automatically run this low, my stop loss, if it closes below this, I probably will stop the trade. Let's go 10 handles. If you're green, Deborah, call it a day, girl. Yeah. I did not do, I did one funded trade on a non-copied account. And after that, I was like, you know what? Let's go eval for today. So we've been on eval all day. I would say 75% of the trades that I've taken today on eval, I would have taken on a funded account. Buy side liquidity. Retested this inversion fair value gap right there. See that? I like the displacement off this. Yes, we could still go higher. We're off an order block. I'm kind of flip-flopping, aren't I? I am a flip-flopper this morning. I'm seeing if it closes above this. If it does, I'm closing the trade. I don't think it can retrace all the way back down there. Okay, so this inversion fair value gap that we traded, that I took to play down to this sell side right here, failed. And it's clear that it wants to go higher at least. That's the perspective. Let's see if it wants to. I wanted to go long off this OB and it didn't give it to me. It reached down to this order block right here. You bet, K-More. Yeah, I am stress-free today, folks. I'm stress-free right now. I've made it clear this is eval. I'm highlighting trades on what I think, but I'm not doing, I don't have the same restrictions that I have on my funded accounts. I mean, we sat for how long before we took a trade yesterday? Do you guys remember? I think we waited no. It's at least an hour and a half. Yeah. Corsten. Did I pronounce that right? Corsten? What do I mean with day trading in Jesus? There's two things. Two reasons why it's in my title. Number one, this channel is about day trading and about Jesus. Number two, it's in my title because I want to draw people that are interested in trading and interested in Jesus, or have a relationship with him and want to grow in that. In regards to what I talk about on the channel, it's all of it. Now, there'll be more structured conversations that I'm going to be having about that. But right now, it's more in the context of what the Lord has taught me about day trading, the lessons I've learned about patience, about having selfish ambition, about having greed, trying to take from the market instead of receiving what the Lord has for me, how to live by faith and not by what I see or what I have experienced on the charts, whether it's a winning day or a losing day. That is what I mean by the Jesus side of things. I have a personal relationship with the Lord, and He is in every aspect of my life. In every aspect of my life. So, my heart is to teach people. The goal of this channel is to teach people how to be financially free to have a kingdom impact. And that is the slogan for the new course that I am putting together. So I just announced yesterday that I will be releasing hopefully a course early to mid-November. And the course is going to be called The Purpose-Driven Day Trader. Tony, OB is short for order block. I'm not seeing your short order block here. Give me 1 second, folks. I got my brother calling me, and it's his birthday today. It'll just take a second. Alrighty. My younger brother. I'm the oldest of 4 children. Oldest of 4. Got it, Tony. Someone was talking about an OB, what an order block meant. Thank you. I missed that. What was I talking about? The course. So the course is called the Purpose-Driven Day Traders Academy. So it's an academy focused on the purpose-driven trader. Somebody that wants to trade to get financial freedom to have kingdom impact. That's what this whole thing's about. That's the whole mission. That's why I'm on stream. This is what I want to help the body of Christ achieve, financial freedom. I mean, when you think about the loomings of what's going on in the world right now, I mean, Israel is just attacked again. If they attack, there's a good chance World War III begins. There is Union strikes on all the ports around the United States, which will, if they hold out long enough or they don't get what they want, there will be inflation in prices. There will be lack of consumer products. I don't think it will be necessarily on food. Most of the food we get is local, or not local, but produce that we get is within the states. So I want people to become financially free, not dependent on an employer that could lay them off, especially if economic circumstances change. So that's what this whole thing is about, folks. Kane, hopefully I said that right. Kane, hey, I've only just discovered your channel and stream. Could you explain what you're looking for ATM with these charts at the moment with these charts? Yes. Right now, we don't know which direction we want to go. Okay? Kane, this is buy-side liquidity. When you hit a key level, you have to take your hands off and you have to watch price action. So far, price action has showed us it wants to start moving down. It wants to move the other direction. However, it's not giving us information to give us a clear path down. And we need to find where that clear path is. And the clear path is communicated through models. So right now, the only model I have on the chart is this one right here. This is a fair value gap, but when price closes above it, it now becomes an inversion fair value gap, or an IFVG. And then we would be looking for a long to go for right here. However, this is a B- play. It's not an A+ play. The main reason is we already hit buy-side liquidity. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't go higher and go towards another PD array. That's why I have this one up here. But until we know what direction and it's clear where we're going to run, we have to sit on our hands. We have to be patient. Jason, I guess you're right. Tropical berries, that's true. Son of a gun, I love mangoes. Do we get all our grapes? Do most of our grapes, the only grapes, do we get most of our grapes overseas or from Central America? I know a lot of the grapes we grow here is used for wine. I just don't know if it's also for grapes. Kane, did I answer your question? Does that give you any help? We have a bullish breaker from 1049 and we hit its midpoint. I'm assuming you're talking about this one here. No, 1049. Low, high, lower, low. So this is an OB, also a breaker. You're referring to the entire order block. You know what it conveniently lands on? You see that? It lands on this down close candle here. That's nice. Here's another breaker right here. We have a low, high, lower low, and it breaks higher, comes down. I mean, there's evidence for us to move higher. What I want is, and what I want to wait for, just like I shared before, is the displacement. I want to wait. We can't do anything in this. We don't want to do anything in this. This is a recipe for loser trades. We want to wait for displacement outside of the consolidation to give us an indication where price may want to go. $700,000 metric tons. You know what? That is one thing. Okay, I'm getting slightly political here for 2 minutes. It's one thing I hate about, one thing I love about Trump is he wants to bring everything back here and not be reliant on the rest of the world. And it is true. We have enough resources here locally in the United States to where we can be self-sustaining for our food, for our oil, for our energy. We have everything here. Yet we spend and outsource so many things. I don't like it. Because when stuff like this happens, then we're screwed. That's why I don't have a problem when he goes, hey, if Mexico decides to raise their prices for mangoes, we're going to put we're going to put a tariff on it. Or if they decide, or no, if car companies decide to move their production to Mexico, we're going to put a 200% tariff on their cars importing them from Mexico. He's basically saying, you leave our country, you're going to be screwed. Make your cars here. I like that. Anyway, we'll cap it at there. I'm using an indicator to find breaker. To find the breaker? Share that. Is it a TradingView indicator? Here's the thing I don't like about that, Tony, is if you rely on the indicator, you may be putting attention on the wrong indicator. It could be good to help identify those things. The Lux Algo, okay. And I've heard good things about the Lux Algos in general, but I tend to just like putting them on there myself. Did you leave? Kane, are you still here? I don't think I saw a response from you on if I answered your question. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing your name, so I'm assuming you're here for the first time, and I just want to make sure your question is answered. How many of you saw this candle right here and you're like, ooh, we could start going higher? Maybe this is an opportunity where I can front run this move higher. I've done that before. Thankfully, I didn't do it this time. Very easy to try to front run something and then you're like, why did it stop? Oh, it's going the other direction because you're in consolidation. That's the main reason why we look for displacement. That's exactly what we talked about right here. I'm going to get rid of some of these. I'm going to get rid of all this. I mean, we can still read it's just way cleaner. All right, so we saw this consolidation right here, right? When this was consolidating, I said we need to wait till we see displacement. Boom. It doesn't mean we take a trade, but now we have an opportunity for a trade. We ended up going short right here, and we made, what did we make on that? I don't even know. We didn't get the absolute low, but we made about 20 handles, approximately 20 handles, because we waited for movement to take place and we looked for an opportunity. So when we're sitting in this consolidation, your biggest enemy is yourself not being patient. You have to be patient. Okay, Kane, no problem. No problem. I'm glad you got it. I just want to make sure your question was answered. So when we see consolidation like this, our fingers are off the button. We're sitting on our hands. We're waiting for a closed candle of displacement. So we're waiting for a candle like this. We want the candle to be like that, okay? And then we want the wicks to look something like this, right? We don't want large wicks and a small body. If we get something like that, that will still grab my attention. Hang on, I'm being a little picky at the moment. Oh, come on. You're not going to give it to me, are you? I want that right in the middle, and it won't let me do it. Maybe I go down to the lower time frame. There we go. Oh, son of a gun. So we'll just do this. Hang on a second. One more time. Hello. Hey. Can I... Oh, let me call you back here in about 20 minutes. Is that all right? Or you need something big?
Well, I'm just gonna, let me just ask a couple quick here.
Sure.
Deal's just asking on the amount of sale. It's got 2 commissions there, one for 10 and one for 7. Is that accurate, or a little over 10?
Yes, those are, when we do the math, yes, it would add up. It's for this, it's for the sell side and one for the buy side.
And what's the commission on that?
The total was 5.5.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not in front of it, but I can find out the details.
All right. That's on you now. Thanks.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'll give you a call here in a few.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay, so what we're looking at here, what I'm trying to articulate, is when we're looking for displacement, we want the candle's body not to be small within the range of what we're seeing, okay? We want the displacement candle like that. Ideally running some type of low, okay? Now, if we see something like this where the body stays in it and the wick comes way down here, that tells us another story, that we may see prices move the other direction and start moving higher. That's what that means. So we're waiting for that displacement. We're waiting for that displacement to take place. Now, when we see a slow grind like this and it starts moving higher, I'm not as interested, but it can still show us price wanting to move as long as we get the body to close above this fair value gap. I'm still not interested in it as much because of this buy side liquidity already being ran. Now, I saw somebody reference a bull flag. I don't really do bull flags or anything like that. I'm looking for liquidity, and I'm looking for, and that may be here. Less likely there, more likely the 15-minute, which is, wow, that's nasty looking. Is it almost lunchtime already? Wow. All right, so we'll be quick on this, and then we'll probably call it a day. All right, so we're looking for these candles. Now, it doesn't have to be a single candle. It can be a series of candles as well, okay? Oh, I got you. Thanks, Ted. Okay, do you see that? The displacement candle, however, what's happening? 4 seconds left, where it disappears. Now, it's I have 50-50 on that. It's still inside of all of this. I'm liking where it's going, but it's not telling me enough of the story. Next thing we watched was the midpoint of this wick, and it was respected, but we can see it's still pushing lower, so I like lower prices here. There's the midpoint right there. It almost landed to the tick on it, but we should run this low. Now, do you guys see what I'm talking about when I'm referring to we want to wait for displacement? Now that we're seeing displacement, I can start looking for something to take. There could be an opportunity for me to take something. There may not be, but now I'm paying more attention. The thing about that you have to be careful on is not allowing the move itself to make you feel FOMO. This is just our reason we start paying attention. I would normally start freaking out because I'd want to catch this. Now I've changed it from trying to catch this to, all right, now I'm going to start paying attention because I should be able to get some type of move. Maybe not, but we're also around noon, meaning that we have an opportunity to do something. Now, I like this wick of this sell side and a rejection of this order block right here. It's really not giving us much. There's a 2-minute fair value gap sitting right here for these equal highs. That could be of interest. On the downside, really it would be below this. Okay, so see how we rejected this? We had displacement here, making people get fearful that they're missing the trade, and it just wicks below this level. Now we're pressing higher. Okay. This is the 2 minute. I'm willing to take this on an eval. If it closes above. If it doesn't close above, we're not going to take it. We're just going to sit and wait. All right, there's our entry. All of these are probably A-, B+ type setups because of the environment that we're in. So you have to understand that when you're taking your risks, okay? Stop loss is a close below this fair value gap. Below this fair value gap. Stop loss will be moved to break even as soon as we run this high right here. I do not like how it has stalled here. I expect this candle to come down here now. When I don't see an aggressive candle following the close, I really don't like that. So now that we're coming, when we come above this level, these highs right here, I will be moving my stop to break even quicker because I don't like how this candle stalled. And if we get stopped out at break even, that's okay. You're saving yourself. I'm looking for just a little bit more. There it is. I'm moving my stop to break even now. There's no reason for us to come back down. There's the wick. We're at break even. We got stop, or TP1 has been taken. And now we are leaving one runner with our stop loss there, and we absolutely could be stopped out. But I have a runner to go way up here if it wants to run. I doubt it will. My guess is I'm going to get stopped out. If I get stopped out, I'm going to be done for the day. This is it, folks. I'm going to pop it just one tick to cover commissions. Either we run right now or we're going to come back down into this fair value gap. I don't want it to see come down here because we have all this consolidation. I want to see displacement higher because this was the manipulation. I want to see them displace away from the consolidation as fast as they can to get people that are in hard. Basically, they took their stops. They don't want people to get in this trade. So I see them wanting to be aggressive, at least to this high, and hopefully running for this 15-minute fair value gap that's sitting right here. Did we close above that? Okay, we had a close above that 1 minute. That's great. What we also did is we wicked into this volume imbalance sitting right here. We have 0 fair value gaps, so it will reach all the way down to here. If it stops me out, I expect it to run all the way down here. Now, what I shared with you guys while we're waiting for this, what I shared with you about 15 minutes ago is the secret to day trading. When to trade and when not to trade. Wait for displacement. Don't look at this displacement as the move you're missing out on. This is the secret to success. Without all the strategy and understanding all the PD arrays, blah, blah, blah. That stuff is obviously important. Displacement. Don't view it as you're missing the move. View it as I'm now going to start looking for an opportunity. Well, look at that. We thought it was going to run lower. It didn't. It stopped and then it changed direction. Well, now that I have the freedom to look for opportunities, well, here's the opportunity. We ran the low, manipulation, displacement. I'm going to look for the opportunity to go long, see if we can hit this high, maybe go to the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute fair value gap. And that's what we looked for. This is the secret. It's not sexy. It's hard. But that is it. With 15 other things. Why did I move it up a little bit? Simply, I want to see what the amount is. See how many ticks we're up. Okay, are we going to find support here? If we do not find support in this fair value gap or in this order block, I will probably get stopped out. The last line of defense is this the consequent encroachment of this down closed candle right here. Look at where it closed. Okay, we're in the premium portion of this down closed candle. We go below this, it's over. Okay, we closed below it. My expectation is we run this low and we probably will get stopped out. There it is. Delivered as called, folks. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, Wednesday, we didn't take any funded accounts. This was all eval today. We'll be eval tomorrow, but I'll be back on tomorrow. Normal broadcast time at 9:20 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here. If you guys want to start your funded journey and you want to trade on eval account like I will be tomorrow, use the code DTJ to begin your funded journey on Apex. Discounts are 80% off. I think you can get a 50K account for $33. If you want a 25K account, which I was trading here today, it's $29. So other than that, thanks for being here, guys. Hit the like button if you appreciated the commentary. It always helps on viewership, so I am very grateful for that. Thank you guys for being here. God bless you. We'll see you all tomorrow.